I'm Fanis. Welcome to the fifth part of Colt modeling. Today we're gonna model the rest of the grip and probably the hammer. Let's begin. Select the grip, tab for edit mode, Z for wireframe, and we're gonna select those vertices. But first of all, Alt and select this edge loop. Press G twice and move it right here where the gap is. And now select those vertices and extrude them along the x-axis. Add an edge loop with Ctrl R right here and try to match the shape of the image. Okay, now we will select the edge loop around the mesh we modeled. But before that, we will add one more edge loop here. Box select all those vertices, S, X, and 0. And now we will select the edge loop around the mesh. And hit V to separate from the rest of the mesh. Then Ctrl L, P, and separate selection. Now as you see, it's a different object from the grip. Press T, set origin to geometry. As you see, it's different. And now we will go in edit mode, add an edge loop here. And adjust a bit the shape of the mesh. And we will make this circular object here. Go in object mode, Shift A, mesh, add the torus, hit T, and in major segments input 12, rotate it in the Y 90 degrees and move it down here, scale it down, move it in place, scale it on the Z, hit 3, go in edit mode and select all those vertices, X, and delete the vertices because we don't need them. And now we will put it in place. Shift, while we have the torus selected, shift and select this object, hit Ctrl J to join them, and set smooth. If we want to select only the torus, you can hit Ctrl L just to adjust its shape a bit. Okay, now hit select the grip, and we will add another edge loop here. Select those vertices S, X, and 0 again. And select those, those three faces. Hit E and extrude them out. And scale them along the y-axis, just a bit. And maybe add an edge loop here to sharpen that up. And now we can select the edge loop around this object. Because it is gonna be the magazine, and hit V to separate the selection, P separate. Oops, undo that. Let's do it again. Control L, P, separate selection. Now it's okay. T, set origin to geometry. This is gonna be our magazine. Okay, now we will model this thing right here, which is the safety of the gun. Control R and add an edge loop here. Z for wireframe mode. And we will select, no, first of all, let's add a couple of edge loops. Right here. And select those vertices, press G twice to move them down. And now we will select those vertices. Here we want only the middle faces, because this part is thinner than this one. Hit E and move it along the x-axis. And now let's adjust the shape. Move them back. Okay. Now we will separate the object first. As before, we select the edge loop around the mesh we want to separate. I think this is it. V, Control L, P and selection. Now it's a different mesh. Again we set origin to geometry. And now select those two edge loops. And we will scale them along the y-axis. And make sure to select those two. And to fill those gaps, we will move the vertices inwards and up a bit. Those two. In this mesh, I think we have to scale them along the Y and move them inwards to give it a more round shape. Add an edge loop here. And now we will adjust those edge loops too, scale them in the Y. This is where the hammer is gonna be. And delete the faces. So in the next part we're gonna model the hammer and some more details probably. Thank you all.